This is day 210, the moat that you cannot see. I was sitting in my office yesterday when the question came up again. What is your moat? The investor wanted to know what made us defensible. I thought about the patent we filed a year ago or so, the one we spent time and a bunch of money building, the one that sits on a balance sheet somewhere and means pretty much nothing. That is when I realized the moat everyone talks about is not what they think it is. Investors want something flashy, a patent perhaps, a proprietary algorithm maybe, some single innovation that can be measured and protected. But the real moment is not a moment. It is not a weekend project or a clever idea that gets locked behind legal walls. The real moat is time. It is the accumulation of value over months and years. It is boring. It is slow. It is the only thing that actually really works. You can vibe code a chatbot now on a weekend. That part is true. We have done it ourselves. I have 50 people doing it as we speak. Building a working prototype takes 3 months if you know what you're doing. But that is not the moat. The moat is what comes after. It is the fine-tuning. It is the operational rigor. It is the 15 features released today and the 15 more that will release next week. It is the discipline to compound value in the same product set, to build guardrails, to scale with precision. That is not something a small team replicates easily, not without time, not without serious commitment. The companies that survive long enough to accumulate lessons, relationships, and trust build a structural moat. It is not one idea. It is a supply chain. It is a trusted brand. It is a data set that took years to gather. It is network effects and high switching costs and the kind of operational excellence that only comes from doing work over and over again until it becomes second nature. A well-funded latecomer just simply cannot replace that. They can copy the concept, they cannot copy the years. The real moat is not a moment, it is the accumulation of value over time. I think about the tipping point, the moment when the value proposition becomes irreplaceable. We are close to that. A small team can build a chatbot that pulls segments from files in a few months. I could probably do that in a weekend with the right tools. But to build everything we have in our platform today, that would take months, 12 months probably minimum. To get to the level of discipline and rigor required to do this at scale, that costs considerable investment. That is a steep price to pay for a simple chatbot, for example. The concept is easy to say in a sentence. Building an entire multi-tenant ecosystem for that concept is just not. So we keep going. We accumulate value 1 week at a time. We attract one more customer who needed adoption faster than you're getting it today. We stay alive until the day comes when the first glance at our product looks like a castle surrounded by fire-breathing crocodiles. We're not there yet, but that type of moat only comes with time and iterative accumulation. If someone asks you what your moat is, do not point to the patent. Point to the years. Point to the work you've done that cannot be replicated in that weekend. Point to the value of built one decision at a time, then just get back to work. The moat is not finished yet. In fact, it never is.